Good morning, Cowboys. I'm Ryan, and I'll be your host this morning. Coming up on today's show, we have our weekly sports update and a look into an inspiring figure breaking gender barriers in sports. Today's Friday, April 23rd, and KNU News Network starts right now. Welcome back. It's that time of year again, and ASB elections have been going on this past week. Now, here's Senor Herrings to announce the winners for the executive board the next school year.
Hey Cowboys, this is Senor Herrings, your ASB director, and I am here to announce your 2021-2022 executive board officers as elected by you this week. Your ASB president is Alia Arellanes, your ASB vice president is Brennan Bays, your ASB treasurer is Lizzie Wolf, your ASB secretary is Jamie Estrada, and your ASB ambassador is Ethan Elias. Congratulations to next year's officers. Stay tuned next week for class office elections. Check your student email on Tuesday for president campaign videos and the ballot in your email on Wednesday. Go Cowboys!
Now, we might be at the end of the week, but many of our sports are still in action today and this weekend. Here's Josh with today's sports update.
Good morning, Cowboys. My name is Josh. I'm giving you this week's sports update. Here's a look at today's games. Soccer we're playing today against Golden Valley. Varsity boys play away at 3:15, while varsity girls play at home at 5. Basketball also has games today. Boys basketball JV 1 plays against Golden Valley at 3:30, but JV 2 plays at home against Valencia at 3:30. The boys varsity team plays against Valencia at 6:30 at home, while girls JV plays against Golden Valley at 5. The girls varsity team plays against Valencia away at 6:30. Finally, boys varsity baseball plays away at 4. That's all for this week's sports. I'm Josh. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Josh. Speaking about sports, the MLB got its first female hitting coach. Let's send it over to Frank and Maya for more.
So instead of doing this, you're staying right with it.
Even though Women's History Month was in March, there are still women out there making huge accomplishments throughout the year, and Rachel Bolkovic is definitely one of them. She is the first woman to be a major league hitting coach for the New York Yankees, and her hard work and dedication has definitely made a difference. But that doesn't mean she hasn't had to face harsh challenges to get here.
In 2013, applied for 8 to 10 jobs in Phoenix with a bunch of different baseball teams, and I got nothing back. And at that point, I had done 4 internships, including a graduate assistantship at LSU in strength and conditioning. I had a really great resume for a young person.
With her amazing resume, Rachel was finally given a phone interview and verbally offered a job. She was told to expect a call the following day with details and paperwork, but as time passed with no call, she eventually figured out it was just another roadblock in her way.
And then several weeks later, he called me finally and said, hey, I'm really sorry. I wanted to hire you, but our administration won't let that happen because of your gender. And I wanted to apologize to you. And I was like shocked because, that's illegal. So the following year after that, I actually was so desperate that I changed my name on my resume from Rachel to Ray. And I changed NCAA Division I softball player to NCAA Division I catcher. And I just made my resume and my email signature very gender neutral. And wouldn't you know, I got all kinds of responses.
Even though Rachel was probably one of the most qualified people applying to these jobs, her biggest problem was people underestimating her because she's a woman.
Now the challenge more is whenever I join a new organization, I'm always I am the person who walk in the room and I'm underestimated. And I'd like to say that's a challenge, but it's also a gift because when they expect nothing of you, it's so easy to surprise them. So I love surprising people. I love opening my mouth and being fluent in Spanish and everyone's like, where did that come from? I'll say something and they're just like, wow, they visibly are surprised by my ability, my knowledge, my passion.
Not only does she feel underestimated, she also struggles to find her place in this male-dominated job.
I don't fit in anywhere. So there are tough moments where I'm left out of conversations that happen in the clubhouse, or I miss a meeting because I didn't know what was going on because I'm in my own locker room and they're all having that discussion somewhere else. And there are lonely moments, even just from a broader perspective of I'm the only woman, or I'm one of very few women. I don't have other people to talk to about things that are going on with me. So it's definitely tough in those ways. But again, I just see that as the greatest opportunity. Like what an honor that I get to be the person that is doing this, that gets to, it's a privilege to have those challenges, the fact that I'm even here. So
Even with the challenges she faces, Rachel still tries to truly prove her potential.
I had worked with a player who hated me at first, hated me, my guts, didn't want anything to do with me, didn't respect me because I was a woman, all this stuff. And over time, I never gave up on him. And I was consistent with my standards. I was consistent with what I was asking and just chipped away at him. And over time, I never gave up on him. And I was consistent with my standards. I was consistent with what I was asking and just chipped away at him. And just every day, no matter how rude he was to me the day before, I was the same every single day. And over time, he stopped hating me and he started liking me. And then he really liked me and then he loved me. And we just really became close. And then he had a daughter and named his daughter after me. And I think the pinnacle of any coach's career is to make an impact in somebody's life, not in baseball.
While she has already made history, Rachel still has big goals ahead of her, ultimately wanting to become a GM. At the end of the day, Rachel would not change this tough journey.
If I have an opportunity to do this and I don't do it, it's selfish. Because if I have an opportunity to make change in an industry, in the world, or to be an example for people, and I don't take that opportunity, then it's really selfish. I'm doing that for me, not for everybody else. I want to do something that betters the world. So when I knew that I could possibly pull off being a hitting coach, I just put my nose to the grindstone and I did it. And I did extremely grueling work to achieve that. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Rachel has truly broken the barriers and influenced many females and female athletes. To learn more about her and her journey, check out her website, rachelbolkovic.com. And reporting for Kenyan News Network, I'm Maya DeLeo. Now back to you.
Seniors, Senior Day is next Monday. Remember to drive through the horseshoe lot to pick up your cap and gown, as well as other senior treats. Walk-ups are also welcome. Remember to wear a mask and have your first and last name on a paper posted to the front window of your car. Check the senior class website for all the details and future senior events. Well, that's all from me. For more updates, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CHS News Network. I'm Ryan Majima. Have a great Friday, Cowboys.